Well, hello, my Darkness Militia. This is Darkness Tales. I just wanted to send out an apology. I've been dealing with some stuff in my personal life recently, so I haven't been able to upload. But as of now, I will be able to upload. It's just going to be more spaced out. You're not going to have videos every day. Also, at the end of this video, be sure to stay tuned because I'm going to show a sneak peek into a project I've been working on. So be sure to go check out that channel at the end. I'll leave an annotation on screen. So without further ado, let's get into part 2 of the weirdest website I've ever found. I scrolled down the vast gallery using the slider bar for several minutes. When I stopped, I was somewhere in the S section. I clicked on a name randomly and brought up the profile of another man. I'll refer to him as Stevens. From there, I opened a separate browser on the surface web and brought up Facebook. I typed Stevens' full name into the Facebook search bar and hit enter. Now, as you may have guessed, Stevens is a relatively common last name. It brought up a lot of results. I spent several minutes glossing through them until I found what I desperately didn't want to see. It was the profile of the same man from the website. He had the same job title, location, wife, and children listed on Facebook that had been listed in the Shepherd archive. It was without a doubt the same man. So either someone had painstakingly created a false Facebook profile for this false man listed on an extremely obscure deep website, simply to correlate their fictional project on the off chance that someone may at some point stumble upon it and decide to devote hours of actually researching it, or it was real. The simplest of explanations is more often than not the right answer. And with each new discovery, my plausible deniability was jammed further into the paper shredder. A Google search of Stevens also turned up a Twitter account, LinkedIn profile, and even an amateur cooking blog under his name. I searched several other names from Shepherd, and found most of them with correlating Facebook and Twitter accounts as well. I should have just logged off by that point. I should have just left well enough alone, forgotten that place, and tried to go about my life in peace. But of course I didn't. Curiosity is never satiated unless taken to the absolute extreme. A simple taste of truth is never enough when the whole platter is available for the taking. I scrolled back up to the top of the main page and discovered something I had somehow previously overlooked. There was a small blinking bar in the top right corner of the page. I panned over to it and clicked, and a small text bar appeared with a simple blinking icon. A search bar. It had to be. I thought about searching a well-known figurehead or celebrity, but that would have been too easy for them. Gathering information on those people would be much easier than your average Joe or Joanne. I needed someone I knew personally, so that I could see how accurate these biographies truly were. I searched a friend of mine I had known for many years. I won't give his name, as to protect his identity as well as my own. And lo and behold, I was once again blown away. Everything on his bio, at least as far as I could tell, was correct. It listed his birth date accurately, as well as his kids, family, occupation, hobbies, among other things. I was also listed as a known associate. Then I read the dreaded words underneath his conclusion and my stomach twisted into a black hole. A BCND. I really should have stopped by that point, but I didn't. I couldn't, because there was one more thing I had to try. One more thing to prove to myself and everyone that it was just a hoax. Despite all my trepidation and growing concern for what was rapidly becoming apparent before my very eyes, I had to be sure. At that point, it was more duty than anything else. The NSA, CIA, sure they do a lot of spying, but nothing like this, at least that we know of. Whatever or whoever has metastasized this enormous amount of data could not possibly have good intentions. especially when considering the most common conclusion it came to. The only thing I had left to try was the most dangerous avenue of all. I had to search for myself. I typed my name into the blinking bar and hit enter. The website loaded for its usual extended time, and after a minute or so, the page changed. I was met with a familiar sight, that being of my own mugshot staring back at me. All the usual substance was there, and it was accurate. My job, my address, my hobbies, my friends, my family, all of it. They knew things that no one could have possibly attained by just hacking. They knew about when I was 13 and got caught smoking weed by the police. I was a juvenile at the time, and that event was expunged from my record. No one, not even the courts, have the ability to look that information up now. The level of extraneous detail again took center stage. My profile contained old medical prescriptions from over a decade ago, the likes of which I had not used in years. It even made note of a scar on my right knee. A scar I had not gotten from a medical procedure, but from playing on the park when I was 10 years old. There was no way they could have possibly known that. And yet there it was, in black and white. The bio's last several lines listed the following: cooperative ability, B. Intuitive ability, A. Cognitive ability, A. Metaphysical ability, U. Anyone care to guess what the ultimate conclusion under my bio was? I left the site after that point and shut down the browser, feeling wholeheartedly defeated and exhausted. I put my hand on my temple and rubbed my throbbing head. The realization of all this was a lot to take in so suddenly. I don't know who or what is in possession of all that data, or what they plan to do with it. I'm not even sure I want to know at this point. Things like this, that just seem so impossible. It almost bears not even thinking about anymore. Makes you want to just kind of curl up into a ball and shut out the world forever. At some point, you just end up succumbing to your complete insignificance in the grand scheme of things. What is someone like me supposed to do against something like this? Upon closing the Tor browser and returning to the home screen, I noticed something strange. There was a new icon on my desktop in the shape of something that I had never seen before. Further investigation revealed the icon to be that of a hooked shepherd's staff. My heart began to thump immediately, knowing full well that it was likely a malicious program which had been leached onto my hard drive without my knowledge. Now technically, since I myself didn't willingly download anything or allow any unknown publisher access, that shouldn't have been possible. Plus, the number of firewalls on my computer and proxy service used by Tor should have been enough to hide me from any foreign attempt at malware, so long as I didn't make any stupid mistakes. But I did, and I knew that I did. I had entered my own name. No doubt, whoever was on the other end had searched me out, tracked down my IPs connected to me, and downloaded the program. I had been on the site for hours after all, and that would have given them ample time to find me. I ran a virus scan on my computer, and after several minutes it surprisingly came back clean. I stared at the simple icon and found my hand moving the cursor toward it. I clicked it, and it quickly opened to a simple WordPad document. Thank you for visiting Shepherd. That's it. That's all it said. No warnings or threats, no mysterious phone numbers or cryptic details of my address and current location. Not even a cliché of, I can see you. I had my webcam taped up anyways, but it wouldn't have mattered. They had all that information already anyways. And they knew that I would know that. There were no threats that they needed to make to me. They were all-powerful in their domain, and they knew that. They knew everything about me. Everything about all of us. I wouldn't have believed it had I not seen it for myself. Their simple message was only an added condescending remark. A final parting word to remind me to stay in my lane. Message received, loud and clear. For those of you who have read this far, I suppose you're naturally skeptical of this account. That's good. You should be. You should be skeptical of everything in this world. For nothing is ever as simple as it may appear. Trust no one, especially those you meet on the internet. Skepticism is a must to survive in our world. But just know that by embracing your skepticism, you may mark yourself as one who will not be fit for their diabolical new agenda, whatever it may be. That is what I believe the site is. I've never been one who necessarily believes in conspiracies or any of the superstitions regarding elites of the world, but this site has made me question a lot of things. They know so much more about us than anything I would have ever believed possible. Who they are is still a mystery to me, but it's clear what they want. Control. And they are well on their way to achieving their goal. For those who demand proof, well, I'm afraid I can't give any. The screenshot feature on my laptop has seemed to inexplicably have stopped working. Wonder why that is. I've tried accessing the site again, but it only displays an error message every time I do. Deep websites often change domains, so it's not entirely unheard of. Nightmare Asylum, or whatever it was, has also vanished, and any attempt I've made to locate it since has been fruitless. I don't know what it all means, but I don't sleep much anymore. I've become paranoid, locking myself indoors, though every sense within me says otherwise. I'll leave you with the links for both sites, although I doubt it will do any good. If anyone has any information about this, please enlighten us. I feel as though troubled times are ahead, and so I think now is the time to prepare yourselves in whatever way you were able. Sometimes I wonder whether or not it was all just a vivid hallucination of some sort. Like some nightmare scenario my mind concocted while under the influence of too much cannabis. However, every time I look at my computer, I'm reminded that it's not the case. That single last message is still there. Thank you for visiting Shepherd. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed that horrifying creepypasta. If you did, please make sure to hit the like button down below. Click subscribe and the little bell so you can be notified when my videos pop up. And without further ado, here's a sneak peek into the new episode of Little Spoon Lifestyle.
First, you want a drink? No, I'm good, Chris. Thank you, though, but... Burns like a bitch going down, man. Chris, it's 9 in the morning right now. I was born ready, dude. Let's see this portal of hell here we're talking about here. It's gonna be all fun and games. Oh, look, it's gonna go. Holy shit!